Any room DVR. We don't need two sets of any room DVRs either.
Okay.
Just one file.
One set of any room DVR.
And the penny box, we only need two, man. We need one. That's at least good. You got the
Start cards.
We ain't got no one.
Yeah, it'd be nice if we each got a router, or at least if one or two people in the group got a router.
On Sundays.
Give it to the lead. Give it to the lead.
We have a new lead.
No, have them pass out like routers or papers.
Okay, well, we've gone from stuff to take away to stuff to add.
Could you say what do we
Where you want to start at? Do you want to start at taking away?
That's really what I'm trying to.
Just say what we should have in there. So, because then that'll be two things we're going over. We'll be going over.
Yeah.
Remove and add. Let's just say what we need. We just need everything.
And then you have to exit back because we
I get everything.
I would need two of everything except for DCT and modem quick.
It doesn't drain your battery more.
Like, you know, we have 4 or 5.
You guys, now some of you guys don't seem to be aware of this, but you know those RNG 110 boxes? Okay. They are just DCTs too. If you call those in and set them up,
With the HD only small ones.
Which box is it?
Yeah, the small black narrow one.
You don't even have to call. Yeah, it'll
automatically cut off the AMP channel.
I thought it was
That's a raw they put on there, or is that to add? What's it called?
I guess.
I use one of them.
All right, maybe we ought to.
I say leave it how it is. If you don't want the equipment, just leave it in your locker. But you can't do that.
You can, I do.
Well, you keep it on the top shelf then.
I put mine off to the side and my return. If it's not on the keyboard, if it's not written down as a return route, they take it. They don't take it. Yeah, they don't take it. I leave all kinds of shit in there. I leave return. All up every day.
I'll get with them on this. Let's talk about the overtime.
On the 3D?
I personally thought that it was a real good idea to have it set up like on a weekly basis. Like having gone through it.
On paper?
On paper it looks good, but I don't think it's working. It really isn't, you know, especially when you got a couple of, somebody calling in sick. I had some dang that today, I bet you didn't either. Yeah, you know. You probably walk out and say, I didn't see nobody. Greg was in training. Don's injured. That just left Rashidi by himself.
Yeah, Michelle's doing good.
And you know what? You know what? Actually, I just want to throw this out there. I was actually not by myself, and that's only because, you know, I work with some cool ass motherfuckers.
You was overtime yesterday?
Yes, and I did 4 to 6s. So I mean, if the rotation were to stay the way it is, if I could just have Corey, 2, and Jeff on my week, and that's just it. I'll take Corey, Jeff, and 2, just put us all in the same week, and y'all can have the rest of the month, man.
But see, the reason why it's not working is because it's the same thing as it was before, except, you know, you're not doubling up or pairing up, or because the only reason why everybody was saying, okay, well, let's have so many people on a week is so that you know that, hey, I'm not at this one job at 7:30 by myself just trying to do it, because I know when it was on my week, it wasn't like, hey, do you have another 4 to 6, whoever was on the list with me. It was, okay, am I going to get another one or am I done? It's the same thing, except now it's just you know that you're on the overtime, but it's still like it's, you know, before where you don't know if you're going to get another one. You don't know if the other person has another one. If he doesn't, he should be over helping you on yours. So if everybody is still doing the one call by themselves and just keep doing the one call, yeah, it's not going to work because it's not changing anything except.
Yeah, but even though that makes sense, third, and I'm talking to my man yesterday, not to throw him under the bus or anything like that, and I understand he had 4 4-6s. I had 3 4-6s, and they're still trying to shoot me a 6 to 8. Well, you got to understand that. Yeah, so it doesn't really matter who's on there or not. What matters is this clown over here got control over us. And you've given them the opportunity to have control over someone that's out in the field, and you trying to tell me that you can't put this call nowhere else?
And
so I left.
And look, and one of the issues for the reason for the overtime is why is it taking 20 to 30 minutes to assign a job in the afternoon? Mm-hmm. Why are we sitting around for 20 minutes, 25 minutes, waiting on the lockout, then another 5 to 10 minutes to get the next job? You know what I mean? Right now in the afternoon, ACC is the reason for the overtime.
One job at a time. I'm not saying that they don't have, hold on. I'm not saying that you don't have a legitimate excuse or a legitimate right because you do. But who did you call?
And now let me address that. So I tried to call Don and I can't get through. I try to call you, my phone goes no service. Okay, so like Joe said, one of the problems is that they have, or it just seems like they have the authority to tell me no, or do this, or do that, when it's like, okay, give me a job. Stop wasting my time.
They're ready to give you a call to go from Grass Valley to 6th Avenue.
No, I don't have time to go. That's why I bring my concerns. That's why I'm bringing my concerns to you and Don and Ellis. I don't have time to be writing that stuff down in a day.
I'm telling you, I need you to write that down.
But none of it matters. We've been writing down for months.
If you don't give me the information for that particular job, then you're not giving me all.
Hold up. I'm giving you the information the entire afternoon yesterday, my entire route. All you got to do is look when they assign me the jobs, and you'll see the 20 to 30 minute gaps.
And then there's a 15-minute drive time, like average, from one job to another job. I mean, how you gonna start me out on West Oakland, and then I end up in
and look, the worst part
in the afternoon, and then I end up in like
the worst part about what Joe just said, the worst part is that the call that they gave him was in Emeryville, and I was already on 4421 Gilbert, which was in North Oakland. You know what I mean? So I was basically 5 to 10 minutes away, but they made him drive across town.
That's traffic.
All right. Let me
average 15-minute drive
in rush hour.
Hold on.